I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful homemade pesto. Pesto, the great Italian classic. For whatever reason, we all love pesto. I've got two things I want to show you here. The basic principle, how you at home can make the very best pesto ever, and kind of open up your mind to the fact that there's hundreds, maybe even thousands of pesto recipes. Pesto means to pound, right? To wallop. How do we make a pesto? Well, first up, you can do it in a liquidizer or food processor, but really, to pound is about the ultimate, old school, kitchen gadget. The pestle and mortar, 2 bits of rock, right? We need garlic, absolutely. Then they have some form of nut, right? So, the Genovese nut is the pine nut, actually quite expensive, but it could easily be, almonds, hazelnut. It could be like walnuts, right? So, pick your nuts, fill your boots. You could blend them, pick one. But the idea of a pesto around Italy, north to south, up mountains, on islands, right? They make a pesto with what they have. The Genovese style pesto is with beautiful basil, right? It could be mint. It could be parsley. It could be little kind of wild nepatellas, minced herbs, right? You can use so many different beautiful herbs. Then the cheese. Yes, the Genovese could use the parmesan or the pecorino, but you could use ricotta salata. Let's do it. So, in a pestle, first up, we'll pick our nuts. I'll go in with some almonds, but then you could add a couple of little hazelnuts just for a little funk, a little richness. We're going to use the pestle and mortar to crush this up until it's nice and creamy. The point of making pesto is to make it there and then at the last minute so you get all the fragrance. We'll take some garlic. Now, if I put all of that in there, it's going to be too funky. Garlic is hot, it's pungent, so just a third of a garlic clove goes in, and then we'll pound that into a paste. Then we can choose our herb. And for me, the joy of pesto is you can use all kinds of herbs. I've been in Sardinia where they've used myrtle, and that was simply divine. Parsley, mint, even little new growth thyme tips, beautiful. So I'm gonna go in with some mint, parsley, and some basil, right? And we'll pound that up to a mush. And you can go super fine if you want, or you can keep it kind of chunky, or a bit of both. Really, really nice. Now, let's go in with some cheese. Parmesan, pecorino is pretty classic. I quite like to blend parmesan and pecorino, really delicious. You get that kind of nice savory flavor from the parmesan and that tang from the pecorino. Then we just kind of pound that in as well. So it all becomes one. Now what we're gonna do is loosen this with some olive oil, and you can use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. As you travel around Italy, you'll just see the most incredible variation of nuts, cheese, oils, herbs. There's little things that I've seen, like in Rome. I've seen nonnas boil. When your water's coming up to the boil, when you're about to cook your pasta, they'll put just one little chunk like that of potato peeled, and they'll cook it almost like for mashed potato. And they'll take a steaming piece of potato and put it in there, and they'll mush that little bit of boiled potato into a mush, and actually that starchiness from the potato, that is going to help all of this cling to your pasta, right? So again, and it gives you that lovely kind of carb on carb savouriness that's gorgeous. So I might get slapped by some nonnas or kissed by others, but just a few drips of lemon juice could be genius or a faux pas. That's up to you to decide, right? But that is the beauty of pestos. I have been on an island in the far southern part of Italy, and I've seen a nonna making not a dissimilar pesto to this, but with different coloured cherry tomatoes and a little kiss of honey. And then, my friends, just do a little crostini. Let's toast that, and all it needs is a nice lob of beautiful pesto. So guys, I hope you liked our little video. I hope you feel that I've really opened up the world of pesto. Pesto is just one of those things that people love. For me, what's so exciting is people love pesto, but they think they just love one type of pesto. And there's many out there. So use your creativity, get the ingredients, have a little bash up, make some homemade pesto. So good.